Hey everyone, it is the first weekend here of the summer split of NALCS, and exciting news here. If you missed it, Dardoch is now on CLG. He's played a couple games, and I think they went really well. How do you feel about the team's opening weekend?
Overall, good because we got the result we wanted, which was 2-0. And I guess we kind of solidified ourselves as a top NA team by beating Cloud9 as well. But overall, like, just very game-specific nitpicky stuff. None of us are, like, very satisfied with how we're playing right now, and we know that the ceiling is much higher.
Yeah.
So even though we 2-0'd, we're not going to be like, okay, let's just keep it at the same level. Like, we're just going to – because right now, probably if we stayed at the same level right now – and just improved as much as other teams, we would just stay at, you know, like one or two, first or second team in North America, and probably coast right into playoffs and do well. But yeah, that's not our goal.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to turn this into a 15-minute long interview, but I would love to just kind of go over the past couple months with you, because at the start of the year I sat down in the Yahoo studio with you and Noah. And Noah's like, we've made a 3-year commitment to Dardoch. He's a member of Immortals forever. And then, like, one split later, it's like, hey, CLG Dardoch. So, you know, I think a lot of people have speculated, and, you know, Reddit's filled with all this conversation. But maybe you can tell me sort of the process of, you know, starting spring split with Immortals to now starting summer split with CLG.
Well, I guess long story short is that me and Immortals did not have, I guess, aligned visions of where we wanted the team to go, where they, I guess, kind of want to do as good as they can, but their main goal, like, they're not setting out to say, like, we want to make worlds, we want to win playoffs. They're just, let's do as best as we can. And if we don't get to playoffs, if we don't get to worlds, it's fine, because we're building for the future. And when I originally joined Immortals, my vision was Huni, Dardoch, you know, Pobelter, Turtle, and, you know, Adrian are an import, and it was contention for worlds. Right. And doing well as a team and actually making worlds. So during my time on Immortals, Huni signed to SKT. Very unlucky. Yeah. Fortunate for him, though.
Yes, very not unlucky for Huni.
Not unlucky for Huni. Unlucky for Immortals. Turtle went to TSM. Also very unlucky. We got the import support in Ole. Great player. One of the best teammates I've ever had. Pobelter had a very rough split, and we got Flame in place of Huni, which was initially good, but language barrier hurt us a lot. And Cody's son in place of Turtle. And Cody had a rough start, slow start, he's a rookie, but yeah, pretty much I wanted to make worlds. Immortals didn't really care too much about it, so I wanted to join a team that would get me there.
Yeah. And then how CLG? Was it, I mean, I know these things are kind of complicated. I don't know if you know the order in which this happened, but did you kind of go to Noah and say, I want to switch, or did CLG say, we really want Dardoch? I mean, how does this stuff go down?
Me and Noah were in constant talks during off season about my possible options, and he said you can either, you know, look to rejoin for summer, or we can try and get you an offer for another team. And I just said, look at all the options. Yeah. Talk to everybody, and I got offers from a bunch of teams, and then the one that stood out to me most was CLG. They were interested in talking to me about joining the team. I had conversations with members of the roster and coaching staff and management, everything, and their main priority was going to Worlds and winning Worlds. And that completely aligned with what I wanted. I wanted to dominate North America. I wanted to go to Worlds. I wanted to win playoffs, dethrone TSM, all of that stuff. So CLG was a pretty perfect fit for me.
Yeah. And now let's talk a little bit about, because I know it's not been too long, but the differences between competing on Immortals and sort of just the vibe of that team versus the vibe of this team. Like, is CLG more relaxed? You know, how does that work?
The players on CLG are more calm, and they take criticism very well. That was the main thing. Immortals players did not take criticism well. And it was very hard working with them from my POV, because to me, it only felt like Cody and Ole were giving 100% effort, 100% most of the time. And it was very hard for me to work with a few members of the team, as well as coaching staff. So joining CLG, I had already been friends with Trevor in the past, and friends with Zixlaw in the past. And the fit it was very clean, and it was instantly just a good vibe. Everybody was really happy and joking outside of the game. I get along really well with coaching staff. All my issues are brought up instantaneously, instead of letting it linger for like 1 or 2 months saying, like, you should probably fix that. It's like, you need to fix this. It's a problem. You're stopping us from growing. Yeah. And it's laid out for me right in front of my face, and there's no way I can be like, on other teams, they just hardcore beat around the bush because they don't want to hurt my feelings or they're scared I'm going to yell at them. Nobody gives a shit on this team about what I'm going to say back because they all take criticism well.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. All right, so shifting gears a little bit, I'm asking all the players this weekend what they think of the Players Association announcement. I know probably not too many opinions on it yet, but just kind of curious about your take.
I think it's very good that Riot is taking the first step and helping players help themselves.
Right.
So they're pretty much just giving us all the tools to, set us up better for a future with or without esports in the equation, where the normal path is like you either go to coaching or you play in Challenger and boost them up for a bit, or you go to casting, a streamer, whatever. But now it kind of gives you options to, like financial aid or whatever, where they'll help you. They'll help you
like invest and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that, and then it just sets you up for a more solidified future instead of just like coin flipping every season. Like maybe I'm good enough to keep playing, or maybe not, that kind of thing.
And any thoughts on the permanent partnership thing? I don't know how much players cared about that versus owners, but I'm just kind of curious.
Well, I mean, I guess I had a pretty lax way of thinking about it, where I was just like, if you're good enough, you're going to keep a job in esports kind of thing. But I was really, my career is really young, so I never worried about losing my job or not being able to rejoin a team. So I think it's very positive for the older players who, you had to have a stable veteran on your team that has game knowledge, like, like Aframu or High, Lemonation, those kind of players. So I think it's very beneficial for them, and it'll elongate the younger players, that the teams that are like, yeah, we want to build around this player and build them up. It'll be really good for those teams as well.
Very good. Well, hey, is there anything you want to say to any of the CLG fans out there that are like, I don't know about this Dardoch thing?
I understand why you would be uncomfortable with me joining the team, but it's too late. But thank you for the constant support I'm getting. I go on the subreddit, like once or twice a week, and I see a lot of positive things. Yeah, there's a fair amount of skeptics, but there's also a ton of supporters, so thank you guys a lot.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Dardoch, for the interview. It's exciting to see you in the CLG colors, and congratulations on a great first weekend. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports here at Yahoo Esports.